first question is when you set this up, which number goes outside the house and which number goes inside? Franco, who's out? Correct. That's going to put 6.25 in. So you got to set it up right because the order does matter, right? And then depending on who you had for a 5th grade teacher, they may say it a little differently, but the way I say it is raise the rock up in the roof. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Raise the rock. What do I mean?
You have to take the decimal point and put it up on top of it.
Directly up. Because the alignment has to be perfect. So everything, all of our place value lines up correctly. Okay, so now we're going to go through like we normally do. 5 into 6. Correct. What do I do now? Steven?
Bring down the 2.
Right. 5 into 12. I got it. Cat. Cat. Now what? Julian.
Down 5. After 5, we'll use 25 out.
When you have no remainder left, we say that you have worked to termination. That is that there's nothing else to bring down and there's no remainder. Whenever you're dividing decimals, you have to work to termination or something else called a repeating decimal, which we will get to later in the year. So you've got to keep going. There's no such thing as remainders when you're dealing with decimals. 1.25 becomes our answer. Try the second one on your own. Do you have an answer for number 2? Gabby, what'd you get? Did everybody get 1.32? Does anybody want me to do it? We're good? Okay, if you want me to do it, you want me to do it? If you want me to do it and you want me to do it with you off to the side after I'm done, feel free to come up and I'll do it with you. Okay, what about multiplication? First, just multiply the numbers and just tell me what you get, but don't worry about decimals yet. Maybe there's no decimal there. Just tell me what the three-digit number is that you get. No, without the decimal, what 3 digits? All right, 660, right? How did you know, and you got it right, but how did you know where the decimal goes?
Like it's next to the first place value, and I just bring it down.
Okay, you happen to have gotten lucky by bringing it straight down, but that's not the way that you want to do it. You do that when you add and subtract, but you don't do that when you multiply. Liam, what'd they teach you out west?
They called it like hopping from the numbers.
That's what we call it here too. Sweeping, hopping, scooping. I've heard many different ways to do it. So talk me through it. How do you do it?
If you go like a smiley face from 5 from between 6 and 5.
You got it. The decimal is located here, which is 2 places being moved from the left. Okay, some of the 5th grade teachers have you put 2 in parentheses here. This is the whole number 4. Whenever you have a whole number, there's no hopping at all, right? It's already here. It's not over here. Total number of leaps, hops, scoops is 2. So you got to scoop, leap, hop twice. 2 times here, and that's how you get 6.60. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Some of you have had a lot of experience with decimals in elementary school, and some of you need more reinforcement. And the reason why I got to show it to you here is because you need to know these skills to do lesson 16. So
So if there was 2 numbers with decimals and then they were, let's say one was 1, 3, and then the other.
why don't I just do a quick example? 1.3 times 0.28. Okay. 8 times 3, let's do it together, Sal. 8 times 3. 8 times 1 plus 2. You don't have to write this, everybody else, but just look, because we actually formally do this in the middle of the year. 2 times 3. 2 times 1. Okay, ready? How many times did you scoop, move, or hop here? How many times did you move here?
2.
The total of everything is 3. 1, 2, 3. 0.364. Okay, we get to decimals, multiplying, dividing decimals more in depth in Mod 3, but I do need you to know for Lesson 16 the basics, which is whole number into a decimal. It's going to come into play. All right, flip the page, and let's formally start Lesson 16. Okay, Diet Cola was on sale last week. It cost $10 for every 4 packs of Diet Cola. $10 for 4 packs. Let's scale it down. How much is 2 packs of Diet Cola? Antonio?
5.
$5 for 2 packs.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you ready? What's the value of the ratio 10 to 4?
The value of the ratio 10 to 4.
Yeah, what's the value?
The value would
We just kind of did it.
10 to 4.
No, because it's a number that goes into both. We just kind of did it when we scaled down.
2.
You're thinking ahead. Don't think ahead. 5 to 2. Now from here, just so you know, is there a number that can go into both 2 and 5 evenly?
No.
This is the value of the ratio, which we've done. Here's what's new about this lesson. The value of the ratio is different from something called the unit rate. Now I want to know what the cost is for 1 pack. Okay, here's my 5 to 2. That's my value, and I'm asking you to scale it down even further so that I know what the cost is for 1 pack, which we've never done before. Alexandra, what is that as money? $2.50. For the first time, we're dealing with decimals or fractions as ratios. This is something called unit rate. The word unit means 1. The cost for 1 pack is $2.50. And note, like I said, now we're going to be dealing with decimals in our ratios. Yes?
How'd you get the top?
We scaled down. $10 for 4, divide by 2. Or you could say the multiplicative structure is times 2 this way. Okay, we just scaled it down. We then took 5 to 2 and we scaled it down again. That's called unit rate. That's the new part of this lesson. Okay, let's just visualize this for a minute because there's an easier way to do this. Go to the bottom. We had 4 packs of cola, right? This was going to represent, like in tape diagram, my 4 packs. I want to find out what the cost is per pack. So I'm going to take my 10 and divide by what number? Jazzy.
4.
Okay, let's show that. 4 into 10. Now I want to see how much you learned from elementary school. Where does the rock go inside the house? Because it's a whole number into a whole number, but there's still a decimal that's got to go somewhere. Well, okay, there's a decimal here. We're going to raise the rock up in the roof. Okay, now let's do the math. 4 into 10. Go for it. That would be 2. Are we done? We can't. We've got to go to termination. What do I do? Because there's nothing else here to bring down. What must I bring down?
0.
There's invisible zeros here. They're called annex zeros, or sometimes I call them eggs. Empty nests get filled with eggs. If there's no numbers here, bring down your eggs. 4 into 20. What is 5 times 4? 5 times 4.
20 seconds.
Good. We terminate when there's no remainder and nothing left but to bring down but zeros. But 2.5 is what as money? $2.50. So really the easiest way to figure out unit rate is use straight division. Okay, let's practice it with the 7-Eleven problem. Go on to the next page and we'll do the next one together. Yes.
The first page where I asked you to put in the decimals and numbers. Can you do that also for division?
Division's completely different. We tackle it a little bit later on in the year too. Okay, real quick, just to finish up the Diet Cola problem. $10 for 4 and $5 for 2, right? This is the whole ratio table. What was it for 1 again?
250.
250. What would it be for 3? Charles.
7.750.
Yeah, how'd you do it? Okay. Our additive structure is add 250, add 250, add 250. Or our multiplicative structure is times 2.50. So 3 times 250 is 750. You could use additive or multiplicative, whatever works best for you. Okay, let's go to 7-Eleven. Not literally, let's go to the 7-Eleven problem. Okay, so they charge 50 cents for a single donut. Let's put a line underneath that. Or we could take advantage of a special quantity sale where you can get 5 donuts for $2. Underline that. How much would the customer save per donut? When you see that per donut, think unit rate, unit cost, the cost for one. So I've got to figure out what is the cost for 1 donut under the sale. What operation should I do? Donnie, who's in the house? Who's out the house? Who's in? Or who's out? Good. Who's in? 2.00 or $2. Okay, everybody do that and tell me what you get per donut. Gracie, go. What did you get?
I got 40.
40 what? 40 cents is correct. That's the sale price for one compared to 50 cents if you don't take advantage of the sale. How much do you save per donut? Oh,
10 cents.
10 cents. 50 minus 40 equals 10 cents. Okay, then for whatever reason, C started to confuse students in periods 2 and 3, but let's read it. How much would it cost the customer to purchase 5 donuts if there was no sale? Okay, then raise your hand if it was easy. No sale, what would you be paying for 5 donuts? Not 240. How'd you do it?
I times
50 cents is the original cost for one, times 5 donuts gives you $2.50 if there's no sale. But the sale is $2 for 5 donuts, so how much do you save for all 5 donuts? It's the last piece of the puzzle here. If you buy all 5 and take advantage of the sale, how much total money do you save? Sal,
Or if you're saving 10 cents for dinner, you do 10 times 5.
you could do it that way, 10.10 times 5. What's another way you can do it? What's another way you can do it?
You'll save 50 you'll, instead of 50 times 5, you'll do 40 times 5 to take off 10 cents.
Oh, I did it
Get
different way.
$2.
That's kind of a roundabout way of doing it. You could do it that way, but there's an easier way. This is an okay way too. It's 50 cents, but there's another way to get it. What way? Yeah, what do you subtract?
150 minus 2.
250 for what the non-sale price is, minus $2, which is the sale price. You could do it that way too. And as you're learning with Common Core, there's more than one way to do things. All good. Can you close that, Charles? Close that window. I'm going to let you guys work on the remaining exercises in your groups. Every time you finish a problem, they'll bring it to me and show me.